Please sign into YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you are listening to this podcast on iTunes, please rate and review us. Now, enjoy Movies That Hurt So Good with the one and only CineBros.
Here's the plan. We get the warhead and we hold the world ransom for $1 million. $1 million. 1 million.
What's up, Cinemaniacs? We're back with Movies That Hurt So Good, episode number 2. Number 2. And the movies that we had for this week were the main movie that everybody voted on, which I knew was going to be a big landslide victory. Wasn't quite as big as I thought it was going to be, but it was a pretty big landslide victory. Over Ocean's 11, we had Rounders. Yep. So that is a good movie that we got voted on. We all enjoyed watching it. We'll talk about that last in the show. This is More Entertainment Studios, which I like to refer to as a mess, M-E-S. What this show is, it's where a bunch of movie lovers get together and we just talk about the movies that we love, that we hate, that we love, that we hate, that we hate, that we love, all those different kinds of things, guilty movie pleasures all across the board. And today, the movie that Chad gave me last time was The Wedding Ringer.
Not The Wedding Ringer.
Oh, no, not The Wedding Ringer. It's The Ringer. The Ringer.
The Ringer.
Two totally different movies.
Totally different
movies. The Ringer. The Ringer. Welcome in, Chad, by the way. This guy over here, Chad, the co-host of all of the YouTube videos that we do here. Welcome, Chad. How's it going today?
I'm doing great, man.
Yeah.
I'm wide awake right now, actually.
Oh, good. That's even better. I did an Instagram video earlier, and then I didn't add the sound in, and I ended up deleting it off of Instagram and Twitter, and because I tried to delete it off Instagram, and it deleted my video right off. And now
it was pretty
bummed.
Good too. I
liked it. It was
close up of my face. Who doesn't want to see that?
I was real up on your face. I was all over your face, and I was questioning him about the 10th episode, getting into it. Getting all excited. He brought a bottle of hard cider and everything, which we'll be enjoying when we record that next. But anyway, he gave me The Ringer for the first movie that I'm going to be talking about today. And what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about just giving us a quick kind of like overview of the movie. Yep. We'll do our favorite scenes, our favorite characters, our quotes, all that kind of stuff. We'll kind of go through all that stuff and even have a little bit chat back and forth about it. So first up, the movie itself. I didn't want to see this because I had heard. I never saw it in the theater. Never even tried to go see it in the theater, or really, I just didn't like the premise of it. It seemed like Johnny Knoxville was really kind of picking on mentally retarded or, mentally challenged people. And I didn't really care for that too much. Well, Chad was like, "You haven't seen that? You got to be kidding me. The movie's hilarious." So I finally had to watch it. He made me watch it because there's very few movies that I'll refuse to watch. And that was one. And he assured me that it wasn't. And it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't strictly just picking on mentally challenged people and just totally, making fun of them, because there are a lot of mentally challenged people in the movie. Yeah. And they are some of the funnier parts of the movie.
They are the funniest parts in that movie.
And that is my biggest problem, is because they don't have a big enough role in the movie with enough humor. The rest of the movie, it just felt like a dull rom-com.
Yeah.
And I felt like the movie started off with, his uncle or something like that. Yep. His uncle, Brian Cox, who we are mentioning, it seems, every week on the show.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Brian Cox is in the movie, and he is just a scum of the earth dirtbag.
Yep.
And he was funny.
Yeah.
A couple of times his lines made me cringe. Yeah. He said some really fucked up shit.
He definitely did.
And it really made me cringe a couple of times. And my biggest problem originally was Johnny Knoxville, because he's known for the Jackass movies, being an absolute idiot, and I've never really liked the Jackass shows. I never watched the Jackass movies. I haven't really enjoyed him as an actor, and this movie as well, I didn't really care for him. And since he's the lead, I think that movie suffered. I did feel like a couple of times he went a little further. You have that in Tropic Thunder where he says, "You don't go full retard."
Yeah.
Like there was a couple of times where it seemed like he was getting too much into character a couple of times. As far as the movie, I thought, what is his name? Jimmy, the king of the
the one that everybody worships.
Yes, that everybody worships in the what's the race called? It's the Special Olympics, and he is like the god among everyone. They have like sponsorships by Nike and Gatorade, and ESPN's interviewing him, and he's just, and it's funny because he did such a good job portraying an asshole. Like even in regular sports, everybody has those athletes that are just such dicks.
Yep.
And he did such a good job. I was blown away with his performance in the movie, that he was such a good job at playing like the antagonist.
Yeah.
And I was floored. I was floored with his performance. I was so impressed. The chemistry between him, Johnny Knoxville, and what's her name, Katherine Hagel.
Katherine Hagel. Yep.
Oh my Lord, it was awful. And it is a rom-com. I mean, this movie is, he's trying to get a girl, and he does something stupid throughout the whole thing because he's pretending to be mentally retarded.
Yep.
And then as the movie goes on, she finds out, and then they get all pissed off at each other, or she gets all pissed off at him. And then of course at the end, she wins he wins her love back, but not because he's trying to seek her out, because his friends that he made through the competition, all the other mentally challenged, because he's doing like he's directing them in a play and all that kind of stuff. And she got told to come back in to see this play.
Yep.
And found out that he was the director, and then of course they, now they're instantly in love again.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was a mildly entertaining movie. There was some scenes where I really did laugh hard, but they were pretty few and far between. I would have to say that my biggest downfall was I actually thought Katherine Hagel was okay in it.
Yeah.
I thought she was pretty good. I think that's her name.
Yeah, it's Katherine.
I know her last name's Hagel, but I can't remember. And she actually got blackballed from like movies for a while.
Really?
Yeah, she apparently she said some nasty shit about some like directors and studio heads, and she had a hard time finding work for a long time.
Yeah.
And she's not ugly.
No.
And she is a pretty good actress.
Yeah.
So for someone like that to just barely be finding work after you're on, was she on ER? No, she was on Grey's Anatomy or something.
Anatomy, yeah.
And then after that, she was in a string of movies, and then she just came out and totally got blackballed from Hollywood for a little while, and now she's a little bit back.
She was in some good movies, but it was.
The best one is the one with her and Seth Rogen. Knocked Up. That's the best one.
She was in 27 Dresses too. That was a big movie amongst the girls and stuff. It was. I mean, there's no denying that. Come on.
You should see. I think the eyes rolled back so far, and we have a guest here who's going to be coming in a little bit later to talk about Rounders, and I think the eyes rolled so far back in his head. I think
he doesn't understand. He's a man's man.
Yeah. I did see 27 Dresses. Yeah. I wouldn't put it in the movies that hurt so good at all.
No, I mean neither. But it was a movie that she was in, and it
is definitely a movie that
she wasn't that bad. She wasn't that bad in it.
So yeah, I mean, as a whole, I would say that this movie for me, I really didn't enjoy it that much. I would not try and seek it out again. I might watch it with a few, because I did go through and look some of the quotes and stuff like that after the fact, and I was like, oh, that was really fun. Oh, that was really funny. That was really funny. But the way it was played out in the movie, and I don't know if this is the director's problem or whatever like that, but the way it was played out in the movie, I didn't think it was as funny in the movie. But now that I play it back in my head when I'm reading the quotes, I laugh. I'm laughing more reading the quotes than I am when I saw the movie. And I think that might be just because the script was really well done, and some of the actors that they had in there were really good.
Yeah.
But the negative, like Johnny Knoxville, and I don't know if I've ever liked him in a movie.
Yeah.
At all, ever. I think I even think the Dukes of Hazzard movie, which I think is a guilty movie pleasure of mine.
I've never seen that.
It's a guilty movie pleasure of mine that I enjoy. But I think he's the worst part in it. Yep. I don't enjoy him in it. Yeah. I like I can never remember his name. He's in The Goon.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, Sean Penn Williams.
Sean William Scott.
Penn, yeah, whatever.
He is I love him. I've loved him since he was Stifler all the way through. Goon, he's amazing. They're coming out with Goon 2 soon, which is awesome.
You didn't like him in the Ninja Turtles? He was the voice of Leonardo.
Was he?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that. That's awesome.
He's in the second one too as the voice of Leonardo too.
Leonardo. You
You
come back from Boston and now you got this like thick accent. Check out the shirt, by the way. It's a great shirt. It's not really movie related, but it should be because they should have a movie about Bird.
Yeah. They should definitely have a movie about Bird. Yeah.
Who would play Bird in a movie?
Me. I could be a good bird. Shoot a couple threes every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have to probably give this movie I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. Like I said, I found it pretty boring when I was watching it.
I think you got to watch it with somebody.
I think I would probably enjoy it a little bit more. Like most comedies, I think, especially comedies that have like good quotes in them. I think it's one of those. Yeah, I probably enjoyed it a little bit more. I might give it a positive, but as of right now, I found it to the point of where I was kind of like sitting back and going, "Oh my god, when is this movie gonna get funny?"
What was your favorite quote from the movie?
I actually have to look it up because it's not long, but what's yours? I'll look mine up real quick.
Mine has to be when
because if it's the same, I'm gonna be mad.
No, it's not the same. I don't think it's gonna be the same. But Thomas, he's the bigger guy.
Yeah.
White guy there.
Yep.
And he had the hots for that other like special girl or whatever. And she's laying down there at the pool side or whatever. And she's like laying down and she's ordering a drink or whatever. And Jimmy ends up he goes, I need to go over there and talk to her or whatever. So Johnny Knoxville finally gets him to get to the point where he's gonna go over and talk to her. He gets halfway there and the music starts slowing down. The scene starts slowing down and everything. And Jimmy walks right in front of him. And he walks back and he's like, he's such a cock blocker. That had to be my funniest part.
That was really funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
There was another, for me, the scene that it was in was Johnny Knoxville got all of the guys together to go out to the movies after hours, go to the movies. And so they're not allowed to go out after curfew. And so he snuck everybody out. They all went to the movies. They're all watching some kind of movie. I can't remember what the movie that they were watching was, but they run into Katherine Heigl's boyfriend.
That's exactly what you're going to say.
And he was making out with the girl. He was making out with another girl.
Yeah.
And they found her and they kind of confronted him about it.
Yeah.
And got all pissed off. And then Johnny Knoxville had to slip back into his mentally challenged character, Jeffy or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He had to slip back into that character to pretend like he is part of that group again.
Yep.
Because what happened in the movie was they actually called him out because he was talking a little different in one of their conversations, and then he came back and he started and then they kept on saying that you don't talk like us.
Yeah.
And so they found out pretty quickly that he was not mentally challenged.
Yeah.
But they wanted him because they felt like he had the only chance at beating Jimmy in the race.
Yep.
Like Jimmy is just a super stud and then nobody can beat him. The only one that has a chance is this guy right here. So they wanted to help him train and to get and beat Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, Katherine Heigl has this boyfriend, and he has been known to. He's had a couple of circumstances throughout the movie where he, I don't know, is being a little, he's kind of checking out women and flirting with women.
Yeah.
While Katherine Heigl isn't around, and later on when they're at the movie theater, they all confront him, and then that guy ends up bringing them back home because they couldn't, Jeffy couldn't drive anymore, so they had to get a ride home.
Yeah.
So he ended up bringing them back, and Katherine Heigl caught them when he got back. He says, we stopped off for some ice cream, and then Winston, who actually isn't a mentally challenged person in the movie, he actually was the guy who said snozberries took like snozberries in Super Troopers.
Yeah.
So he goes, when the fuck did we get ice cream? So I thought that I actually laughed out loud real hard during the movie when he just totally got caught out and then eventually gets caught into the whole cheating. And
I believe he had another good quote where he was the one that loved movies, right? I haven't seen the movie in a while, but he's the one that loved movies and knew everything about movies. And he goes up to Johnny Knoxville. He goes, "Go ahead, say any movie." Mm-hmm. And Johnny Knoxville Jaws. He's like, "Yep, that was a good movie."
One.
That was the end of the conversation.
Yep, that was a good movie. I mean, there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of good quotes in this
Yeah.
movie. If you're gonna watch it, I would say watch it with
You gotta watch
at least
it with
a buddy, maybe a buddy that's seen it.
Yeah.
Watch it with somebody.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll make it a little bit better. But for me, I'd say 5 out of 10. What about you? What would you rate that?
I would say a 7.
A 7. You
Yes.
liked it that much?
Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. Like I laughed the whole time.
Did you watch it by yourself for the first time?
I watched the first time I watched it possibly by myself. I can't remember, but I've watched it by myself and laughed.
Really?
Yeah. I just thought it was funny, and I think this was probably Johnny Knoxville's best role. I mean, he hasn't been in too many movies, so I mean, there's not really that much to judge from. But
yeah, I heard he was really good in the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Recently, like Last Man Standing or something like that. It's something like that. The Last Stand. I can't remember what it was called, but it was with him.
I
and
think
Arnold
I know what
Schwarzenegger.
you're talking about.
I heard that that is probably his best performance. I haven't seen that movie yet, but I heard that he was really good in that one. So yeah, I mean, as far as all that goes, my favorite character in this movie, it would probably be Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because I think he did such a great job portraying this kind of cocky asshole athlete, and he did such a good job doing it that I don't know. I was blown away with him and his skill. Who would be your favorite character in the movie?
I would have to go with Thomas, just because he was so goofy and like kind of reminded me of me a little bit. I mean,
which one's Thomas?
The big white guy, the bigger white guy.
All
yeah,
right.
He like when his shirt, he's like going up and like he's going on the date or whatever. I can't remember what it was exactly, but he's like shirt tucked in.
Yeah.
Shirt tucked up.
Oh yeah.
Shirt tucked. Hey, but I thought he was really good in it. I mean, I thought all of them were good in it, like the roles that they played and stuff. And Billy was good too. I thought Billy was good, and he was the one that liked that music group.
Yep.
And then he scratched his CD.
Yeah.
He's like, you scratched my CD.
Yeah. Oh, he was mad.
He was pissed.
It was like dealing with like a mafia there. He was like mad.
Well, you kind of liked it. I mean, it was kind of.
It was. I mean, there was.
And it wasn't what you expected.
No,
I don't think.
No, it definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Brian Cox had several lines. That
he
really
was
kind of.
He was a dirtbag. I mean,
he was a real big scumbag.
Yeah,
and,
he was betting on the Special Olympics.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. And then I thought I did think it was funny how Johnny Knoxville was another part where I laughed was when Johnny Knoxville was doing confession.
Yeah.
And he's in there and he's like, yeah, I'm doing something really bad. He's like, no, you can be forgiven for anything. He's like, and then he tells him that he's trying to rig the Special Olympics and he's going to be going in. He's pretending to be mentally retarded and he's trying to do, and he ends up like the freaking priest gets him and like chucks him down the stairs, like punches him in the face. He's like all pissed off. He's like, get the hell out of my church. And then you see like 20 minutes later in the movie, the priest is going and betting on him. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
It was a really goofy movie, but
it was goofy. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as good as I think that you thought. But I probably would like it a little bit more if I did watch it with you
somebody,
or somebody like that.
Somebody else laughing with,
somebody that knew kind of what's coming, and could kind of more chat about the quotes and stuff like that. So, all right. Other than that, what about your movie?
You gave
Deliverance.
me Deliverance. I was a little skeptical going into this movie. I've heard things about the movie.
Yep.
Wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like the one scene that everybody seems to talk about all the time.
We have a deleted scene before this.
Yeah, you don't want to see that scene either.
It's not like the scene that he's talking about, but it is pretty funny. And we'll see if I can get Chad to give the green light to put the deleted scene out on that one.
I don't know about that one. I don't know. Pretty much what this movie was about was four city guys going out, and they wanted to have like a little adventure, like a little hurrah, away from their family, kids, and whatever. And
Burt Reynolds
is the leader, is the so-called leader, but not. I don't think he was the real star of the movie, in my eyes. But he was the leader. He was the guy that was going to take care of everything and make sure everybody was all safe and sound and this and that. And I guess the area that they were going to was being demolished or made into a big lake or something. It wasn't going to be there anymore, and they were evacuating everybody from the area, and the only people seem to be around are these just high, what do they call them? Inbred family members.
Inbred hillbilly.
Yeah, they come up to the first house that they come up to, and already right off the bat, you know, you're getting into some weird shit. I mean, these people are pretty messed up looking. You know, you kind of get a feel of how every character is gonna be at that scene. Pretty much. I mean, you kind of get all 4 characters, and you kind of get their personalities right off the bat. And you know, you got the fat cars salesman that didn't really seem like he wanted to be there, but he was there, and you know, whatever. And I think it was Ned Betty, right? So they're at this house, and they're talking to these guys, and they want to get one of them to drive the truck down to the one of their trucks down to the end of the river for when they're done going on their canoe trip or whatever.
Right.
And before they finally get one of them to agree, or the brothers to do it or whatever, and they have a little dueling banjo little scene. And that's
one
where
guy's strumming on the guitar, and
the infamous ding 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 ding, where that comes from. And I love the scene. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Because the one dude, I don't know his name. I can't even remember his name in the movie. The one guy that loved the guitar. He noticed a little kid on a rocking chair playing the banjo.
Right.
He runs to the car and gets his guitar. And goes right up to him, and they're going back and forth. Ding 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 ding. And they're playing like, what was it? It was like a Yankee Doodle or something like that, or.
That's
whatever.
It's kind of what the melody is. Yeah.
So they do that, and he's all excited. He's, yeah, I love you, kid. And he goes to give him a high five, and the kid just stares at him. I'm like, oh man, here we go.
Creepy.
Yeah, exactly. And the kid does not. He looks like a kid, but he doesn't look like a kid at the same time. He looks like almost like an adult, kid. And so they finally agree, and they get down to the river, and they start their little canoeing trip. And right off the bat, they're hitting rapids, and they're having a great time. At the beginning, they were all worried about capsizing their canoes and everything, because the water is pretty rough.
Right.
And that's another thing I liked about this movie was I believe they did all their own stunts, and the actual whitewater, it's not whitewater rafting, but the canoeing down the river, they actually did. And I watched the little special after, the little extra credit thing, and they actually they couldn't get insurance for the actors.
Wow.
Nobody would insure them because they said it was too dangerous
to do the river,
to do the everything. They did the rock climbing, all the scenes they did all by themselves. So nobody would insure them. They did this whole movie without insurance. So if one of them got hurt, they were pretty much screwed at that point. But yeah, the scenes were shot pretty nice. And a few of the scenes you can tell it was a 1972 film because you would have a night scene, and you can tell it was shot during the day, and they tried to add the filter to the background, and it just looked terrible. And you could notice it the second it came on the screen. They were sitting there on the campfire or whatever, and you could see in the background, that was shot during the day, and they just tried to put a dark filter in there or whatever, because the background was a weird purplish color, it didn't match anything. It was so funny. It was just funny. Me and my roommate watched it together.
I wonder if they were trying. I wonder if they did. I wonder if they did. I wonder if they were trying to be filtered.
It was a filter. It had to be.
You think so?
Guaranteed, because we both looked at each other at the same time, and that's a filter. You could tell it was 1972. It was a bad filter. It didn't take away from the movie or anything, but so they get down the river a little while, and next thing you know, they meet up with the first two of the inbreds, and that's when the infamous scene takes place. And Burt Reynolds, I can't remember the exact what happened, but I think he got hit with an arrow or something, and he was not in the scene for some reason. I can't remember. I watched it 2 weeks ago, so it's a little bit out of my head. But for whatever reason, Burt Reynolds wasn't around at that point, and it was just the car salesman and one of the other guys. And the car salesman ended up getting a little action, a little side action from one of the inbreds.
Yeah.
Was not a fun scene to watch. No,
very painful.
Yeah, and I actually had to look at my roommate and was like, is this movie gonna be like this the whole time? Because I'm probably gonna turn it off right now if it is, because
Has he seen it before? I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
he saw it,
He's
yes.
seen it before?
And he goes, no, this is the last one that's like that. This is the only scene like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right.
It is a rough scene.
It is a very rough scene.
It's one of the most memorable and most talked about scenes in that movie.
And I'm glad it was from 1972 because if it was made now, it probably would have been more graphic and more detailed.
It could have been.
What it was in that movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
that might have been like an NC-17 movie.
Oh,
too,
it had to
in
be
this time.
Yeah.
I think it was rated R when it came out.
It was rated R.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
But I mean, back then, you had movies that were PG, like in Ghostbusters, and people were swearing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
they didn't have a
original
PG-13, right?
No, and then what was it? Indiana Jones was one.
Poltergeist
and
was one of the
Gremlins
first ones, right?
2, and was it Gremlins 2 or Gremlins? Might have been Gremlins. Gremlins and Indiana Jones were around that time.
Poltergeist too, right? Wasn't that one of the original like PG-13 movies?
There was a couple of ones.
Yeah.
There was like one or two that just like were like the main ones that got the rating.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like Spielberg and kind of wanting to get that rating so that you could not have to go R and still kind of get some family audiences, but not be PG and have to really lay back on the content.
Yeah.
So that was. Even then, back then in the 70s, you had G, PG, R.
Yeah.
And when you could go R, you could go pretty far.
Yeah,
And so, I think like this movie today I think it would get an NC-17 rating.
Yeah, it was pretty graphic. It was a pretty graphic movie in itself. Anyway, Burt Reynolds ended up saving the day anyway and came and shot the dude with an arrow. Fucking killed him. So now this is when they knew they were kind of in trouble and they take off down the river now, and now they're in a little bit more of a rush to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And other things happen. Pretty much Burt Reynolds gets hurt and can't do anything anymore. His leg, I guess they had in real life, and to make it look like it was like his leg was like gushing out with like bloods and guts. It had like a piece of raw chicken in it, like to make it look like it was really all fucked up.
That skis me out, man.
Yeah.
I have a big raw poultry, like I don't.
Not too many people
wash
like
my
raw
hands,
poultry.
like I like scrub in and scrub out every time I'm like dealing with raw chicken. Oh, ugh.
So they go down and they stop at a rock wall kind of place, and they're kind of chilling out there for a little while. And the one guy that is actually, I think it was John Voight. He was actually pretty good with the arrow, like not in real like he was good with the arrow, but because he was supposed to shoot a deer earlier in the movie.
Right.
He got the shakes,
Mm-hmm.
couldn't shoot it. But he was the only one left that could really shoot an arrow or anything. So he climbed the rock wall, that rock wall or whatever, to get a good look and to make sure nobody was coming after him or whatever. And he ended up getting shot.
It was. Everybody was. This is one of those movies that everybody is getting something happening.
Yeah,
to them.
everything
and
happened.
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like you have the movies today where you have that one person who leaves unscathed.
Yeah.
Like or who is the hero.
Yeah.
It's like this one. It's
One of the
tough.
dudes got shot dead.
Yeah, it's like everybody is getting
Yeah.
something really hard. Like between the squeal like a pig,
Yep.
which I will say is my quote.
Yep.
Because that is the most memorable line for me
Yeah.
in that movie. And whenever somebody talks about this movie, that's the first thing that pops into my mind.
Yeah.
Is that because it's just so memorable?
Yeah.
Is squeal like a pig.
Yeah.
I bet you can squeal like a pig.
Yeah.
Whee! So
Yep.
it's such a disturbing
Mm-hmm.
image, but it's ingrained and planted in your mind. But everybody between that guy to like you said, Burt Reynolds with his leg,
he gets picked off in
the
the
guy getting shot, and it's
in the
like
canoe,
everybody-
right?
Oh,
Just
my God.
falls over.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And he ended up getting picked off. Pretty much, they make it all the way down the river, but they got the one dude that's dead. They make it all the way down. They make it to the town, and the town's is pretty normal. The doctor is normal.
A lot more normal.
A lot more normal. Burt Reynolds goes to the hospital. He's in the hospital. They just want to get out of there pretty much. And it seemed like they kind of just left Burt Reynolds behind to me. Like, because they take off in the cars and he's not in the car with them. And he's just like chilling out in the hospital. Like, I was kind of, at the end, I was kind of hoping for more.
Right.
Like, the movie just kind of ended.
Yeah.
And I really thought like the doctor was gonna be maybe part of the old inbred thing, but I guess the movie was long enough as it was, and just ended where it ended.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a good movie overall. I mean,
So what would you rate it out of 10?
I'd give it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 7.
That's probably what I would give it to. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 because it's one of those movies that is really disturbing. It's one of those that you have to watch.
Yeah.
At some point in time in your life, you have to watch this movie just to go through it.
Yeah.
And it's not a movie that you're going to watch a lot.
Yeah.
But it is one of those movies. It's kind of falls into that category. It's one of those movies that I hate that I like it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not because it's so bad. It's because of just the message and everything that happens in the movie. I don't want to like that kind of movie, but I thought it was a very interesting and well done movie.
Yeah. It was very well done.
The
John
story
Voight's
and
easily his best role he's ever been in.
You think so?
I think so.
He's been in a
He
lot,
was the best
though.
character in the movie. I thought. I mean,
I liked, but for me, my favorite character is Burt Reynolds, just because I love it. I mean, I hope someday we get to talk about like Smokey and the Bandit and stuff like that, because I think Burt Reynolds is he has his own persona, and that you can just. I can't even he's just Burt Reynolds. I can't even
He's great on
describe
Saturday
him.
Night
He's
Live.
Just awesome. Yeah.
it's Turd Ferguson.
Norm McDonald. I love that skit.
Look at that. It's a big hat.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds is he went broke recently and he was selling off his Golden Globes and all that kind of stuff. He sold off the Smokey and the Bandit car.
Yep.
He ended up having to do it. I don't know how that happens to someone like that, because it seems like he's still relatively busy.
Yeah.
And he just fell on real bad times and is totally broke, had to sell everything he owned.
You think he wears that mustache the best out of anybody, or?
He's up there.
He's up there.
He's like in the top 10 of mustache wear. Like you have him, you have
Yeah,
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck's number 1 for
Don
me.
Mattingly for me, because he's a
Don
baseball
Mattingly,
player.
yep.
But he's as far as Hollywood goes. I mean, who else wears a freaking?
Isn't Offerman has
Nick
one,
Offerman
right?
has a great. He shaved it, and everybody's pissed off at him. Got like so much Twitter hate. Yeah, I mean, there's some guys that can really rock that stash real well,
and he's one of them.
Yeah, he's
definitely up in the. I would put him in the top, guaranteed top 5.
Yeah, probably
Guaranteed top 5.
Definitely.
Selleck's number 1 for me. Like nobody rocks that better than Selleck, I think.
Tom Selleck is the Mr. Baseball.
Yeah,
I loved him in that movie.
Yeah,
that was
Baseball.
That's a movie that when I was playing baseball all through high school through college.
Yeah.
Whenever I would get in a slump, I'd watch that movie and I'd come out of it within like a day or two. I don't know what the hell it was, but I can actually reveal that secret now because I don't play baseball anymore.
Yeah.
But that was like my go-to. I would hide in my room and watch Mr. Baseball and come out of it, and I'd break the slump.
So is that your advice for all the up-and-comer baseball players
Absolutely.
right now? All the
Mr.
youngsters
Baseball.
out there?
You should watch it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, because the movie is phenomenal.
Yeah, the movie is great. I love that movie. And that's a movie that we could watch together at some point.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
I
that was a good
absolutely love
movie.
that movie. It's really not that great of a movie, but it's awesome.
I liked it. I thought it was great. I liked it. My favorite scene in this was the dueling banjo scene.
Yeah, that's mine too.
It's got to be
that's
mine.
Probably the second most memorable
Yeah.
scene in the movie, because it's almost fun, and you feel like that they're kind of making a connection with the hillbilly kind of inbred folk.
Yeah.
And
kind of makes you feel like it's going to be all right.
Right, it's going to be okay. But then at the end, it's just like boom, switches, and you're like, oh, nope, it's no.
Yeah.
This is going down.
And I'm glad I kind of, because Family Guy spoofs that, the dueling banjo. So I kind of get to watch where
Excellent.
it originated from now.
Excellent.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
I'm glad.
I'm glad I watched this one. That was one of the better ones that you've given me.
Yeah. All right.
In my eyes, yeah.
Yeah. In your eyes.
In my eyes.
In your eyes.
In my private eyes.
Private eyes. I'm watching you. He's huge Hall & Oates fan here.
Favorite band of all time.
Hall &
Best
Oates,
band of all
Huey
time.
Lewis and the News. You're going to have a band off. All right. So those are the two movies that we gave each other.
Yep.
What do you have for me for the next?
I do believe I have it. Oh,
yeah,
right here.
you do have it somewhere, right?
I am going to give you probably one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely in my top 10.
Okay.
I am giving you The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
I know you said bits and parts.
I've seen parts of it, yeah.
And you haven't seen it the whole way through, but this is by far John Goodman's best role. I would think is his best role.
John Goodman is great in everything.
No, he's great in everything. But he is, because he's like a star of this, and he's in it a lot. A lot of movie he's not in a lot. I mean, except for like the Flintstones. I mean, he's Fred Flintstone.
Okay, well, maybe he's not great in everything. Well, he did a great impression. He did a great impression. Yeah, he was good.
So I'm giving you that. It's Coen Brothers. I mean, I love the Coen Brothers.
All right.
Julianne Moore's in it. Steve Buscemi.
I
mean, it's everybody's in it, so it's awesome.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing The Big Lebowski from front to back.
Get ready for the F word, by the way.
How long? Yeah.
He drops the F-bomb.
I think we've already dropped that about 12 times in here. Is John Turturro on this too?
Yeah.
Sniffing a basketball?
Yep.
I mean, sniffing a bowling ball?
He was Jesus in it, isn't he?
Is that who he is?
I think he was
I don't
Jesus,
know.
right?
I've only
He
seen
was
parts
Jesus.
of it.
He was the bowler. He was
Ah.
Jesus.
All right. Excellent. All right. So now the movie that I'm going to give you, I don't know if you've seen it or not because we haven't really talked about it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Face Off?
Yes.
You have?
I seen it once, yeah, a long time ago.
A long time ago?
When it first came out.
Is that something you want to revisit? Or no? Do you want something totally...
I would rather have something I never watched
You've never
before.
seen before.
Yeah.
This is tough. I have a whole list here.
You know, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. So
I know. But I want to keep it in that, you know... I should give you The Black Knight with Martin Lawrence.
I've seen it. I loved it.
I love that movie.
I loved it. I've seen pretty much every Martin Lawrence movie.
Nothing to Lose is great with him and Tim Robbins.
Have you seen the basketball movie that he's in? Where he's the coach of the little kids? They're
No.
called like the Smelts.
What?
I can't remember the name
That
of the
had to
movie.
be straight to DVD.
Possibly, but it was a great movie. He was he plays like an NBA star.
Uh-huh.
And he becomes this like big famous coach, and he ends up getting kicked out of the league because out of the NCAA because he's throwing chairs and stuff. So he had as a community service, he has to go back and coach these little kids.
Gotcha.
It's like the worst players ever to play the game of basketball.
Right.
And dude, you gotta watch that movie.
All right.
I can't not remember the name of the movie.
I'll bump it straight up to the front of my list.
Rebound.
Rebound.
I might actually take this away and give you Rebound.
No, I want Big Lebowski. Give me Big Lebowski.
Rebound was that good.
No,
it might have 24% on Rotten Tomatoes, maybe.
Just shows up 0.
No, that's not Paul Blart. But Paul Blart 2 got 0, I think.
No, I think it's at like 6.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
it's like right up there with Aloha, which has like 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And what's the other movie that just came out? It's like really low.
Aloha
with the two girls.
With 2 girls?
They're like security or
Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit.
Yeah.
It was way down there too. A couple of movies I've never seen.
Oh man. All right. Well, how about you're not? I don't think you're really big into these kind of movies. Is the martial art movies of the 80s and 90s?
I used to watch End of the Dragon.
Are you a Steven Seagal fan?
No, you knew that.
I'm gonna have
unless it's Exit Wounds, which I did like.
With DMX. I'm gonna have you watch Under Siege.
All right, I've never seen that one.
It is phenomenal. There is a knife scene in there that is so good. You have to watch it. Right. That'll be. I might have it around here somewhere. I know I have it at least on.
Van
video,
Damme's not in it because I don't like Van Damme at all.
No.
All right.
No.
Okay.
But there are some Van Damme movies in the bucket.
I hopefully we don't pick
here.
one because
there are some Van Damme movies in the popcorn bucket here, and we're gonna have Brandon be picking one out. Who is the guest?
Yeah.
And he was gonna be coming on. You can come on in now. I don't know if you want to try and step over the cords to go that way or take the real long way.
Yeah. Apparently he's making his own way.
Hydrate well, because we're going to be talking about Rounders, which is a personal favorite of his.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's going to be our honored guest on episode number 10. I know it's tight quarters. I even made it more space too. It's still tight quarters. He's going to be our guest on episode 10.
That was the first one, so.
Oh yeah, so
first guest repeat.
and now first repeat guest.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna
Kind
try
of a
and
big deal.
yeah. So you guys share the mic.
Yeah, we're good.
You should be all right. I turned the volume up a little bit so you don't have to speak right into it. So you can have you don't have to get too close and comfortable.
No, we like being close.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, you say that about everybody.
That's nice.
All right.
Under Siege,
Especially
you got
in the Human Centipede.
Tommy Lee Jones. That's where it's missing. Go there.
Anyway, on to the Rounders.
Rounders. All right, let's get on to the Rounders. The movie The Rounders. And we're going to have Chad give us the little rundown synopsis of this movie that is a personal favorite of his as well. This is a movie for me that I've only seen a few times. I saw it once, probably in the early 2000s. I bought it on VHS, and I watched it for, I might even seen it a couple times. But for the most part, because everybody kind of loved it then, like the underground cult following. Yep. And now it seems like I run into a shitload of people that love this movie. Yeah. And rightfully so. It's a really good movie. Yeah. I have seen it twice within the last couple of weeks because we were supposed to film with this a little while ago. Scheduling got kind of messed up, but now we finally got to sit down and watch Rounders together. Yeah. What did you give us the rundown? Give us the rundown of what this movie is all about.
Brief synopsis. It's pretty much Matt Damon, Edward Norton, and John Malkovich are pretty much the three stars of this movie. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much about Matt Damon. He's a poker player, goes for broke, and he goes broke. He loses to real early in the movie. He loses to the biggest Russian mafia poker player there is that runs this like poker club. Teddy KGB, played by John Malkovich, loses his $30K.
And the look on his face.
Yep. Thought he had the hand won, lost all of it.
He just sat there like that for like 5 minutes.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, if you've ever like played poker and gotten a bad beat, like you know what that feels like, and it's the worst.
And it's the worst when you know when you got beat before they even turn over their cards. That's even worse. So anyway, he goes broke. He is studying to be I think a lawyer or a judge. Mm-hmm. And
you have to be a lawyer first.
Lawyer, yeah. So he's studying the bar or whatever, and him and his girlfriend are in the same classes and everything, and she's happy now because he's not gambling anymore.
But she's still, a break. She's a little on the. We were like, man, she's bitchy. Yeah. I mean, granted, he lost $30,000,
his tuition and
30
everything.
Freaking grand. Yep. I would kind of lean a little bit on the bitchy side too. Yeah. But she pushed that envelope of the bitchy kind of girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So he gets a job with Joey Knish. He's like the
John Turturro.
He's kind of like the leader of the. He doesn't really play poker that much anymore, but he kind of like backs people and kind of gets his money off that kind of backing people.
He's like the voice of reason. Like
he's the voice of reason. He tried to talk him out of going into the big game, and he didn't want to listen to him, and he did what he had to do, and he gets a job driving a truck for him.
He's the good angel on
pretty much.
And Edward Norton is
the bad angel comes in a little bit later on. Yeah. So life is going pretty good for him now. I mean, he's still kind of broke, but it is what it is.
It's all about the long-term goal of being the lawyer and then raking in the money.
Exactly. And next thing you know, good old Worm is getting out of jail. Mm-hmm. Edward Norton.
And they set him up perfectly in prison.
Yes,
where like you got what he was all about right then and there.
He's taking cigarettes off the black guys, off the black crowd. Ends up leaving with the cigarettes, even though he doesn't smoke or anything. And he that's his out right there. And they meet up, Matt Damon and Edward Norton, and it's pretty much all downhill for Matt Damon from that point on.
It's like one thing after another.
One thing after another. He tries to explain to Edward Norton that to Worm that he's not in the game anymore. Uh-huh. And Worm just blew it off like, yeah, I know, yeah, whatever. I know you're gonna play again, and he ends up playing again eventually. Loses his girl over it. Pretty much. In and out of trouble the whole time because of Worm. Right. It's all because of Worm, pretty much. Worm is borrowing money that he shouldn't be borrowing. He's not paying back debts when he should be paying back debts. Mm-hmm. He's getting into sketchy games with him. He's trying to cheat at these sketchy games.
He did not learn much.
He did not learn much. Definitely didn't learn that much. He learned how to cheat better.
How to be better at
extra practice.
Yeah.
Just around. He was cheating around the wrong people.
Right.
And he pretty much he owed all this money to KGB at the top, and KGB's henchmen was coming after him, and Matt Damon vouched for him. Now they needed $15,000 in 5 days, and they had literally nothing to show for it
because Edward Norton just keeps losing everything.
And then they finally got up to about $10,000 around there, like $7,000, $8,000. They went to this one game where there was a municipal players in there.
Yeah,
Edward Norton,
the municipal players. Yeah.
So they end up showing up, and it was all cops.
Yeah, that's it. Municipal. This isn't a town.
Well, they work for the state.
Yeah,
they work for the
state
cops.
So they get into that game, and Edward Norton wasn't supposed to be playing. And Matt Damon was doing well at the time, just playing by himself. And Edward Norton ends up coming in, met him at the bowling alley. One of the guys met him at the bowling alley and brought him into the game. And one of the guys caught him dealing from the bottom of the deck.
What do you call it?
Mechanic. You're working. Yeah,
but he said he was like he flopped it or something like that, or.
I can't remember what
he said. He's like he flopped it at the bottom or something like that.
Well, yeah, he had all the cards.
Caught a hanger.
Yeah,
hanger. That's what it was. He caught a hanger.
Caught a hanger. Yeah. He was dealing at the bottom of the deck to Matt Damon.
Right.
They found out wasn't pretty.
No.
They took all their money, and they get a good ass whipping with it too. So that was the end of Edward Norton for the movie right there, because he was gone after that.
Yeah, they kind of broke. He was like,
Edward Norton's like, I'm taking off. Matt Damon's like, well, I'm gonna go up to I can't even remember his name now.
The real sad thing is that now Edward Norton is never, like, his character in that movie Worm is never going to like learn, because he got off again.
Yeah, he got off again
towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, Matt Damon pretty much took care of
everybody out. Yeah,
you know, Matt Damon went back up to what was his name? What was that guy's name?
Who? Grammer?
Grammer, yeah.
Grammer.
Yeah. And went back up to him, told him, hey, I don't have your money.
The honorable gentleman in the
kimono. With
the
grease stain tank top.
He's eating like yogurt with like a freaking popsicle
Snaps
stick.
the dog's neck. So he goes back up to him and tells him, hey, I don't have your money.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if you don't have my money tomorrow, this is going to feel like the
sweetest massage.
Right? So finally, he goes to the only person that he could possibly maybe fund him, and he goes up to his teacher or whatever it was at the time, the judge, and his name was Abe, and asked him for the money, and he couldn't give him all of it.
No.
He said, I can give you
I want $15,000. He could only give him 10
He's
tonight.
like, I'm not a rich guy. I can give you 10 if you need 10 tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll do that,
Yeah.
Now he goes and
you better be pretty freaking rich if you can loan somebody $10,000 at the drop of a hat.
Exactly. Yeah. So he goes out.
Nice.
The first time I watched this movie, this is one of the things I picked up. He takes the personal check that this dude wrote for $10,000. Now it wasn't like a $5 check or a $10 check, $25 check. It was a $10,000 check. Just goes to the bank or the casino or wherever he was at.
Banks. I don't know if banks would have that. They would have to. It would take a while to get that money from a bank.
You have to report that to the IRS.
Yeah, it's crazy,
ridiculous,
right?
Yeah.
But they end up going to this casino or the check cashing illegal place wherever they went.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know where he went.
Movie magic.
Movie magic.
Maybe he was at
goes up,
KGB's place.
Hey, hands the check. There you go. There's $10,000.
Yeah.
We're not gonna clear this check or anything.
It's movie magic. That's what it is. It's
so he takes
the
the money.
Of movies.
Goes to KGB. Tells them, hey, I got $10,000, and KGB's you have my money, and he's like, well, it's not your money yet. He's like, it's 8 hours, it's my money.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I got $10,000, I'm looking for a game. Now instead of paying off some of the debt, I mean, if you're a poker player, you kind of understand it.
I mean, I get it, because even if he gave them $10,000, they're still gonna break his legs.
They're probably gonna do something to him.
Because they still owe. Yeah. He still owes 5, and then that 5 is going to become 10.
Exactly.
So he's going to owe him another 10. Yeah. Like, it's such a downward spot. So you almost have no other option but to go back in. It's like, I'm either going to go in and end up crippled for the rest of my life, or I'm going to lose all this money at the table and be dead. And it's like, that's how it is. Like, or I win and then I can pay off my debt and walk away. Yeah. Or unless they kick my ass because I won all my money back. So there's a lot of ups and downs that could happen.
It should be an ass beating, like whichever way.
Yeah.
You have like 3 outs.
Yeah.
All of them probably include an ass beating.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah. So they end up playing heads up, him and KGB. He wins the first round for 10 grand off him.
Yep.
Um,
Has $5 grand left. However,
yep.
he's gonna walk out.
Gonna walk
pays
out,
his
but
money away.
KGB is at it again.
Yeah.
I already took that 30,000. You got 130 of your money back. What we do?
yeah.
You big guy walking around, whatever, right?
He's like, when he's saying, he's like, I stuck you, because this is my favorite scene in the movie. This part right here, and he's like, I stuck you, and he gets up and he's like, it's like, I stuck you. He's like doing that right in front of the, and you can see Matt Damon just like, I know he's trying to reel me in, and he is totally reeling me in.
And he is totally reeling me in. So they play another round, double the antes, 20 grand each.
Let it ride, man.
Let it ride. It is what it is. Now this is where most of the best scenes come from, is at the end of the movie.
I mean, the movie is really good.
The
well
movie's good.
Really,
but it's really intense.
It's very intense at the end.
And just
funny.
Yes.
Because John Malkovich, I thought, killed this role. Everything that came out of his mouth was gold to me. Like, it was just so funny. He had the Oreos, everything from the Oreos to, Matt Damon checking him all the time. He's like,
his accent.
His accent is it's awful, but it's like so good.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's my club. I'll splash the fucking pot whenever I want it, whatever he said. And ended up, Matt Damon ended up beating him. Spoiler alert. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie from 1998.
And that's why we do it 5 years old or older from now
Spoiler
on.
Alert. Turn the video off right now.
If you haven't seen a movie within the last 5 years, you've had plenty of freaking time to see this movie.
I think it's 1 year, but Shane goes 5 years.
I'm going 5 because I don't want anybody in a year. I mean, you have not. You've had the opportunity to watch this movie.
Yeah,
came out in '98 for Christ's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he ends up winning another 20K from him. Gamma or whatever his name is. Grammer, yeah. He was all pissed. He was more pissed off than John Malkovich was at this point.
My God. He was like, I want to beat this guy's head.
Shit out of him.
He was waiting for the go-ahead to be like, yeah, he won the money.
Yeah.
I still want you to fucking kick his ass.
Yeah.
And he was not.
But KGB wasn't having that.
Nope.
Because he beat me straight up.
Beat me straight up.
Pay the man. Paid him. End up paying off that debt. End up paying back the judge.
And had his 30 grand again.
Which I thought was a funny part, because he goes up to his old girlfriend.
Yeah.
And, hey, how are you doing today? Small talk, right?
Small conversation.
Hey, and then do me a quick favor.
Hey, do me a quick favor. Here's this $10,000 in an
It's not even a check. It's like a fat envelope.
Give this to your teacher.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah.
This is the professor.
Yeah, your professor.
He wasn't in earlier. Which means, I bet you what that means is they couldn't get him back for another scene.
It might have been a possibility. Yeah.
It's so better. I think it was better that way. Here.
Why? You didn't want to hear any more Shiva and all this kind of rabbi talk.
Oh man.
No, not that. Just like it just makes him more of a pimp. It's just like here.
Yeah.
Here's 10 grand. Go give this to your.
See
your
what
teacher.
you're missing now? I got 10 grand just to give away now. Like,
you see all these lumps in my bag? They ain't closed. That's $100 folds, baby.
So the end of the movie ended with him driving off in a taxi, going to Vegas, his dream.
Playing the World Series of Poker. That's
World
what
Series of Poker.
Which is one of those great endings that should have led to a sequel.
Yeah.
And we never got that.
I want to know more about Worm. Like where he went.
Yeah, where did he went? I want to see how he's gonna get.
Or do a prequel when they were young before
before
they
got
jail,
caught.
you know what I mean?
That would be great too.
Yeah,
I love
definitely could have.
Norton,
Yeah, you definitely could have went either way on this movie.
I don't know if you could do that now anymore because of how old they are now.
You could do a Rounders 2 now though. Still.
Oh yeah.
I think you could definitely do a Rounders.
I mean
2.
that movie just set itself up so perfectly because Worm's off the hook. Matt Damon's going to Vegas.
Yep.
You have all the characters still in play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have the girl who kind of seems like she might be a little interested again. At the
call me.
Definitely.
Call me if you need a lawyer.
Kissed him and everything. Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you meant the other girl there.
No,
pretty much raped him in his apartment.
Yeah, she's like. Yeah, she definitely wanted that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, I had to come over, but I could stay.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt and I wanted to bug you for all the money that you owe us. I could stay. You could work it off. Oh my lord! Yes, I mean that movie is just so well done from front to end.
Yep.
What's your favorite scene? Like if you had to pick like a shortest, my favorite scene is that short clip of Teddy KGB standing up and going, I love that scene because that is one of those things that you would do to try and egg somebody on. It's like perfect. And it's one of those kind of demoralizing things that like you would just be like, if you have any competitive edge to you or spirit at all, you're going to be like, fuck that. I'm going back after this guy. He's just trying to fucking make me look like a punk. Yeah. I'm going back. I love that scene. I love I love the way that everything plays out in that. That's so good. Yeah. What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene, because it kind of reminds me of me a little bit in Vegas. Yeah. I've been to Vegas a few times, and it kind of reminds me of me, but not on the same level because I am a better poker player than these people that showed up to the table. But the scene where they all go to Atlantic City and they're all sitting there and they're all pretty much the same people that play in New York all the time in the small clubs. And they're all sitting there and they're all joking around about how they could take each other's money back in New York if they wanted
or
to.
Jersey, wherever they are.
And the next thing you know, here comes the tourists. And that's what they do. I mean, Vegas is all about that. It's not that much around here. But Vegas and Atlantic City, that's what the poker players do. They get their regular poker players there, and they just feed off the tourists that come in and think they know how to play, or they're experimenting on playing and stuff, and they just take big advantage of it.
They just want to go and throw down $500, and then,
exactly.
I played, I fucking lost.
Yeah, I lost it or whatever.
What they really want to say is, I won in Vegas! Yeah. Most of the people.
Exactly. And they did it to the T, like exactly how they do it in real life. I mean... they just pretty much pick apart the tourist, and
they're not playing with each other. What they say, they're not playing with each other, but we're not necessarily playing against each other.
Exactly. And that's how they do it. And you get your regulars around here too, because I play poker a lot, and you get your regulars at Mohegan Sun and Fox.
Yeah, there's definitely grinders and stuff that
you got grinders
at the casinos. I recognize a lot of faces when I go in there too. Yeah, because I go in the normal times. Yeah. Like for me is during the middle of the day, so you see a lot of the same people that are there.
Yeah. See, I'm one of those guys. I'm not a big poker player. I used to, I've dabbled here and there and played it with friends and stuff like that. We might have to get some of the guys together. I'll come with a little bit of money, maybe even record it and have a little session where we kind of do an after hours.
We don't want you crying though after you lose all your money.
I won't cry. I'll be fine. I'll get up. And I'll start.
It'll be heads up on this side of the table real quick.
I'll get up and I'll do the whole KGB. Chick. I'll do that. I'll
get the fuck out of my basement.
I'll be eating my Oreos, but not though. I'll eat double stuff. I don't want these fucking chips.
Starburst minis.
Starburst minis.
You splash in the pot with minis. Yeah. I raise. Shane, those aren't chips.
Is that what we're playing for? Star Wars minis?
Yes. I'm gonna make it rain all up. So I mean, we might have to do that. We might have to get together.
That'd be fun.
Get a few of the guests together and come and just hang out, have some beer and a little poker.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's fun for the two poker players.
We won't play for a lot, like a couple thousand each.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh shit! My daughter upstairs. My daughter will be upstairs hanging out the chips to you guys.
She can serve the drink.
That's what I'm saying. You have her serve. She can make money. Snacks and drinks and stuff. She can make some money.
She's 2 years old.
She can bring down drinks.
Just strap it to her and let her walk around.
No, that sounds like something I would have said.
I know. That's why I'm being.
She'd probably be my. She'd actually probly be my muscle. Yeah. Because she would come up to you and be like, "Give me the money." I want to buy the ice cream truck's here. Give me the damn money.
So, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
I think a lot of people, mine would be like the end. The final game. That way. But if I had to pick a different part of it, the things that were done this movie was so smartly done, and it was so accurate to poker. Yeah. With a lot of the terminology and the vocabulary that they were using and things like that. And it's really short and it's really small, but I laugh almost every time I watch it. There's a part where he's in the cigar shop game, and he basically has a straight, and it's called the wheel. So he's like, it's because they're describing like this has such a Cameron wrapper, and such a nutty finish, and he's like,
that is
he just
really
always
funny.
like, this is what they call the wheel. It's got earthy tones, blah blah blah. It's like it's enough to win me the high and the low, and he just rakes the pot back over. I'm like, it's just so good.
It's so
it's
well
so
done.
wicked. It's wicked quick and really smart, and it's just really good.
Yeah,
just totally bagging on those guys. It's so great. So, if you had to pick a quote from this movie, what is your favorite quote in this movie?
It has to be KGB saying check, check, check.
Yeah.
When he lost that hand and Matt Damon played right into him. And I laugh every time because it was hilarious. It was so funny. And doing it in his little accent that he was doing it in. And it was so funny. That was my favorite quote of the movie. It was just...
All right. What's yours? What's your favorite quote in this movie, Brandon?
Yeah, mine's from KGB too. It's got to be. It's hard, but I'll probably go with maybe pay that man his money. Like, it's just,
that was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
It's so bad, but it's like it's perfect. Like, he beats me straight up. Like it's just it's awful, but it's so good.
Yeah, that was a good impression. I will. Mine is between an interaction between Matt Damon and Edward Norton. They're in this like gym.
I know exactly where you're going.
And they're in this gym together. Matt Damon is so pissed off at Edward Norton because he just keeps losing all their money, and he keeps getting more and more trouble. And he's not just getting Edward Norton, his character, in trouble. He's getting Matt Damon further in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's just dragging him down over and over again. He's just like so pissed off at him. Well, they start having this conversation about back in the day how, you know, you've always been like this. He's like, you were even this way to this guy. He's like, yeah, and whatever I do to that, what did I ever do to that guy? And Matt Damon just goes, you fucked his mother. That is so awesome. Like that line, I did not expect that to come out of his mouth. And like I said, I'd seen it probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I did not expect that line to come out of his mouth. I almost spit out everything that I had in my mouth at that point in time. It was so hilarious. I so great. I just love that line. I almost want to say that felt like it had to be improv.
Yeah.
Because the look on Edward Norton's face after Matt Damon says, you fucked his mother, he was just kind of like, yeah, all right. Maybe I did deserve it.
Yeah.
We also like that, in the poker game of life. In the poker game of life, women are the fucking rake.
Yeah. And then he's like, "What quote is that from?" He's like, "I don't know, but it should be one."
All right, so if you had to pick a character, I mean, I think we might all pick the same character. Who was your favorite character in this movie?
Trying to go off like what I don't think you guys would pick.
Just pick who you thought is your favorite character.
KGB.
Yeah, KGB.
I think he's like hands down the best like character in the movie.
In my honest opinion, I really feel like this is his best role that he's ever been in a movie. I think
he's good in this.
He played this role perfectly to the kind of nice con man you didn't really, but you got to a point
better than Cyrus the Virus.
I think this role, I just felt like there was more layers to this character here. Like he's kind of like this happy-go-lucky kind of guy in there who's kind of like, oh yeah, come on and play, whatever, and he's kind of happy-go-lucky, but you have this layer underneath that you can just say, like, you just feel that you're about to get some serious shit if you lose, if you owe money to this guy.
Yeah.
And just the way that they kind of played it throughout the movie and everything like that, you're just like, this guy has probably, offed a lot of people. Yeah. And he's just kind of this
where
chubby,
he dresses, he has like the
he's got
tracksuit on, the Adidas tracksuit,
and like, it just does not look like. But the guy probably has tens of, or like more millions of dollars that he's just in this underground game, and it's just I thought he did such a phenomenal job in this movie. Like it's so great. You think this is Matt Damon's best performance, correct?
One of them.
One of them does.
Yeah.
We had a big conversation. All three of us were going back and forth
Facebook,
about different roles and stuff like that. I felt that Matt Damon's was the talented Mr. Ripley. I really liked him in that movie a lot. I mean, you got the Bourne movies. You got there's so many movies.
Departed.
True Grit. I mean, there's so many that he's in. Departed was great.
That was one of my favorite ones of him. Like, that'd be tough to.
There's so many movies that he's been so good in, so it's tough to like narrow it down to one. But if I had to pick one that stand out for me, it'd be the talented Mr. Ripley. But you felt like this one was up
Private
there.
Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. I mean,
I
he's
think,
not. He doesn't have a really. He is Ryan, but it's not. His role in that movie is not very. He's not like the Tom Hanks role in that, or even the sniper and stuff like that. The sniper, I can't remember what their names are, but. All right, so we are going to pick the movie for next week. We're going to start doing this, which if you want to, if you would like to send in your movie requests, I write them down, send them to the email. It's CineBros, TheCineBros@gmail.com. You can send them in. I'll write them down, and I put them in this bucket where we have about 50, maybe 55 movies in here already. We appreciate all the people that have. Bill Pia sent in a bunch. Brad Neff, he sent in like 428,000 of them.
Yeah.
And I tried
every movie ever made.
I picked out several of them. I would say probably about a dozen to 15 threw those in there. But like Justin Speaks, I think threw in. I think we had a bunch of other people just kind of send in a bunch of names. And then what happens is after Brandon picks one out, he gets to fill out one.
Do I like say what it is, or like,
Nope.
I just throw it
You
in
just
there?
throw it in there, and it'll be a surprise for us someday.
I'm gonna like. Write.
Yeah, because I don't know anything that's in there.
I'm
Here's that.
What's that? Oh, the.
This is
blank,
what you
yeah.
gotta write
All
down.
I'm gonna write on one.
I'm gonna like write a little note so you know it's me. Like if it comes
No,
up.
you put your name.
Trust
Put
me,
your
we'll
name.
probably
Brandon.
know it's you.
All right. What'd you say?
Trust me, we know it's you.
No, it's you.
All right,
I know it
so
was you, Fredo.
all right, so here you go, Brandon. You can pick out
All right.
the movie.
The Bi-Weekly Movie Challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's a good one.
Oh,
I'm a fan. Oh, can I come back and talk about? I don't know. That'd be fun.
what is it?
Brad Neff did Lethal Weapon 4.
Yes, that's what.
Yeah.
That's Chris Rock.
Yeah, it's the one with Chris Rock. Yeah, I like that one. That's
Here you
good.
go. Here's your pencil.
All right, we're keeping
All
that.
right, yeah, we'll keep that there.
Frame it.
I actually own that one, so we can.
Lethal Weapon 4. That's a good one. Jet Li.
Jet Li's in it.
shows up
Yeah,
and
he's
kicks some
awesome in that
serious
too.
ass in
Yeah,
that movie.
that little run that they had, the little chase scene where he's chasing after him. Mel Gibson's chasing after
Yeah.
Jet Li.
It's like minor. It's like almost like parkourish too, like a little bit.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah.
moving around real quick.
It's really cool. Have you seen it?
No.
Have you seen any of the Lethal Weapons?
No.
Never.
No.
Shit, I
haven't
should
seen-
change mine.
I haven't seen. Yeah, because
My Jigsaw.
yeah, Mel Gibson's way better than Jigsaw. Yeah, I don't think I've seen all of them. I've seen I think maybe 3 out of 4. I think I might have skipped the second one.
I've seen them all.
Yeah.
I've seen them all. I own them
Is
all.
this the last one? Is this like the final one?
What do you mean?
Is there a Lethal Weapon 5?
No.
Are
1,
they
2,
anything
3,
like
4.
Loaded Gun?
No, that Loaded Gun. That was. Which one's that? What's Loaded Gun?
What's Leslie Nielsen, right? That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, you're talking
Loaded
about Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. There you go. I'm talking about Naked
I
Gun.
was like,
Naked-
Loaded
Naked
Gun.
I don't even know what
Yeah.
Loaded Gun
I thought you were
is.
talking about the
Is that even a movie?
Loaded Gun, maybe.
There was a National Lampoon's movie that was kind of a spoof on that. I can't remember what it's called.
No, I was talking about Naked Gun anyway.
Here's my pick.
And you know who was in that? Emilio Estevez.
Emilio.
He was the spoof. He played the spoof of Mel Gibson. And,
I just watched Night of the Roxbury the other night because you guys were talking about it from the last episode.
Emilio, Mr. Mighty Duck himself.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Greatest
So we got a
hockey
new
movie ever.
movie in there. We got the next movie up, which is Lethal Weapon 4.
Yep.
Can't wait for that. That'll be good. It's action, comedy, buddy cop, kind of movie. Really, really good.
Some
I'm looking forward to it.
diplomatic.
Renee
tension.
Russo's in it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, so we will wrap it up on there. I don't really think we have anything else to talk about. Got all the quotes, got all the scenes, got everything all done. We're going to be moving on to our next episode, which is Cine Talk with the CineBros, which you can find all on the YouTube channel. So please subscribe. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, there's a little subscriber button. You have to sign into YouTube. And a lot of people can just sign in under their Gmail account and stuff like that too. So if you have that, just go in, subscribe, and then whenever we'll upload a video, you'll get a little message into your email box saying that we uploaded a new video, and then you can see our pretty faces, or you can make fun of our ugly faces, whatever you think they are.
Yeah.
Chad is. Oh, you're much more clean shaven this time. I was like, I got to get back to. I got to
I'm
get
the
to.
worst. Yeah, I haven't shaved in a while.
I like skipped for about 2 weeks. I was like, I'm done. I'm just done shaving, but I'll probably shave after this.
Yeah.
I need a haircut too.
In between episodes?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll come back with a handlebar.
Or half and half. You're like, yeah, oh yeah.
You're going to
yeah.
get that Tom Selleck.
I'll do the handlebar.
The Hogan, yeah. Thunder.
Come on, brother.
Let's do this Cine Talk, brother. What you gonna do when subscribe all over you?
Cinemaniacs.
Oh boy, I just opened up a can of worms. Sorry. I only come every couple of months. You got to deal with it every week.
Jesus.
All right,
Anyway.
so yeah, like I said, just please go and subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're listening to it on podcast, we you can find us on iTunes, also Stitcher Radio, I believe as well. Most of the people find us on iTunes. The Stitcher Radio hasn't been listened to anywhere near as much.
On Stitcher?
No. I think we've got. I think it's like 5 listens on Stitcher.
Nice.
But we get
You're there.
we get like between 100 and 250 downloads from iTunes.
Yeah, great.
So depending
It's
on
close.
the show.
Yeah.
Not 5 listens not 5 listens total.
Oh, so-
Well, that seems about the right market share, though.
We're
'cause-
averaging about a half a view per episode on
Yeah,
Stitcher. That's not bad. Yeah.
And YouTube, you guys have been great,
Yeah.
sharing and everything like that, the videos, because I've noticed that we're getting a lot more thumbs up. Those likes really help out a lot.
Yeah.
And if you share the videos, that's great, because we've been getting between 300 and 500 views on the YouTube channel now. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Let us know what you guys have to think about Rounders, Deliverance. What's your favorite quotes in these movies? Anything, just sound off. Let us know.
Anything stupid we might have said, like, you can call us out on it. I mean, don't be scared. I mean,
Yeah, no, we won't bite anybody's head off.
no.
We're not like that.
Yeah.
We know that we're just movie lovers. We're not know-it-alls.
Yeah.
We just love movies, like to get together and talk about.
I know I've messed up a couple times, so like I'm not even scared to say it.
Malkovich.
Like,
I just let that one go for as long as I could. Malkovich.
Anyway, let's go on.
So
My
yes,
guests are calling me out now.
Thank you very much for watching. And what should we sound off with? What should we sign off with? I mean, there's got to be some. We do every time.
I don't know. We should think of this beforehand.
Yeah, probably.
We should, but I mean,
could
there's
be-
plenty of quotes from Rounders.
Or Deliverance.
Yeah.
Or
I don't really.
Exactly. You should sit there like air banjo. Yeah, air banjo. Little swipe out or something like that.
All right, well, that's going to be us. Well, me and you.
If you watch the show on YouTube, please click that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you watched on iTunes, please rate and review us. And thank you for watching.